Hi there, this is Richard Gibbons from the Learn Ultra product management team here at Anthology, and I wanted to spend a bit of time with you today walking you through our new features around generating assessments. Now, we understand that part of the challenge in the educational community at the moment is around students using AI to complete assessments, and therefore it might not be their genuine work. Now, as part of this, we have released a white paper, and that white paper explains that we would like to support instructors creating more authentic assignments, and we can actually use AI to help you do that. So what I'm going to walk you through today is the ability to use some of our assessment tools and generate assessment prompts for your students so that you can nurture more authentic submissions from them. So let's dive in and take a quick look. So here we are in Learn Ultra on my space exploration course, and one of the first things I like my students to do is actually take part in a discussion. This obviously encourages the group to bond together and starts to get their creative juices flowing about the topic that we're going to cover. So I'm just going to pop open my Introduction to Space Exploration learning module, and I'm going to click on the plus, and I'm going to go to Create, and I'm actually going to select a discussion here. Now, as the instructor, I can provide a discussion title, I can provide a discussion instruction, but now I've got the ability to auto-generate a discussion. So this button in the top right-hand corner allows me to auto-generate the discussion. So when I click on that, we will actually take what we know about the course, which is the course name, the course description, and the learning module that we're within, and we will try to make 3 initial suggestions of discussion topics that you could use with your students. So the first one is around the future of space travel and human colonisation. The second one is around ethics of commercial space tourism. And the third one is exploring extraterrestrial life, science versus fiction. Now, you might notice that we're aligning these 2 cognitive processes. We're actually using 4 out of the 6 cognitive processes from Bloom's taxonomy here. Those 4 more closely aligned to authentic assessments. So that's the reason why we're using just 4 out of the 6 there. And let's just take a quick look at the first one. So imagine a future where humans have successfully established colonies on other planets in our solar system. In a 150-word response, describe your vision of what daily life would be like for the residents of a Mars colony. And it's asking the students to include a photograph or diagram to illustrate their ideas, which again is bringing out that authentic kind of angle to this. Use your creativity to paint a vivid picture of how these pioneers would live, work, and interact with the environment around them. So that's the first suggestion, and there's obviously 2 others underneath that. Now, as the instructor, I can select one of these and I can add it onto my course, but I've also got the ability down the left-hand side to refine this as well. So I can provide a learning outcome, a learning objective. I could provide a short description or a set of keywords, and that would help the generation align to my expectation. Now, as we've said, we're using 4 areas of Bloom's taxonomy: apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So I can lock the next round of generation to one of these cognitive processes, or I can leave it on Inspire Me, which will bring back the random sample like you can see on the right-hand side. With regards to the complexity, I can drop the complexity down if I'm teaching lower level students, maybe school level, high school students. If I'm teaching more degree level or PhD level students, then I probably want to be towards the upper end of this scale. So just manipulate the complexity slider depending on the types of students that you are actually delivering to. And then this will be more aligned again to that complexity. Now, because we didn't provide a discussion title initially, then we are suggesting discussion titles as part of the generation here, as you can see. But if I had provided a discussion title, this box wouldn't be ticked. And then I can regenerate should I want to. But actually, I'm really quite happy with this one at the top. I think it aligns to what we're trying to do here. It's a nice length, so I can add that on. Now, as the instructor, I'm always in control, so I could manipulate the word count if I wanted to. I could just take the first sentence of this because that's provided me with some inspiration now, and I'd like to edit the rest of it as I see fit. But in this instance, I'm just going to hit save, and I'm actually going to make that visible to my students. So very easily, we've now created quite an imaginative and authentic discussion for my students to take part in. So I'm going to close that down. The next thing is around a journal. I've actually already started building out this journal. So it's called the Space Rover. So I've given it a name, but I've actually not generated the prompt yet or actually typed the prompt in. So I'm going to use the auto generate journal option in the top right hand corner. And again, we'll take what we know about the course, so the course name, the course description. We'll take the learning module information, and we'll take the name of the journal itself. And we will provide, again, 3 suggestions of journals that you could use with your students. So let's take the second one in this instance. Imagine you are part of a team designing a mission to explore a distant planet using a space rover. So describe the primary objectives and scientific goals of the mission. And it's asking them for rover's exploration strategy, and as a team member, explain your role in the mission and how you would contribute towards its success. So this seems very aligned to it being about a space rover, and they're having to discuss the challenges and considerations involved in selecting a landing site and things like that. So again, this is providing a great level of inspiration, and I'm fully in control again, so I can provide a learning outcome, learning objective, description, set of keywords. I can lock it to a cognitive process. I can again change the complexity. And it might be that I'm not very satisfied with the journal title that I've provided, so I could override that and ask the tool to generate a journal title should I want to do that after the fact as well. But in this instance, I'm quite happy with that second one. So I'm going to select the second one and I'm going to add it onto the course itself. So again, I'm always in control. I can now edit this as I see fit. I could ask them to provide a piece of evidence. So I am always in control. So I'm going to save that and I'm going to make that visible to my students. So just in a few short minutes, I've now provided an opportunity for quite an imaginative discussion and quite an imaginative journal as well. So the third thing that I would like them to do is actually take part in an assignment. So I'm going to go over to my assignment. Again, I'm always in control, so I can provide the assignment title. I can also go and add some text in here and ask the students to, or provide the students with some instructions. But you'll notice I've also got the ability now to auto-generate an assignment. So again, we'll take what we know about the course. So this is the course title, course description, learning module information. And if we provided an assignment title, we'll take that into account. But in this instance, I haven't. So there's 3 possible suggestions here. There's exploring the unknown, revolutionizing space travel, and analyzing celestial phenomena. So those are the 3 that it's suggested. We've got the cognitive processes of create, evaluate, and analyze. And I can review these as we have done in the other workflows, making sure that I'm happy with the evidence that is being asked for. In this instance, it's asking the student to submit a video presenting your mock scenario, and the mock scenario is described in the top 2 sentences. Again, I can provide a learning outcome, learning objective, a description, a keyword, or a set of keywords so that we can more closely align to the expectations that I have. I can lock it to a cognitive process, so I might lock this one to analyze. I could drop the complexity down. I can click regenerate, and we'll actually go through the regeneration process right now. So we'll still use those course points that I talked about before to do the generation, but we are now locking this to analyze. So you can see that all 3 now: analyze a diagram, analyze an interview, and analyze a photograph. So those are the 3 areas there. There's obviously that method of evidence required in each one of those. So once I've reviewed and selected one, I can click add. That will come through to my assignments. And then as the instructor, I'm still always in control, so I can edit this as I see fit. I can also edit the title, but once I'm happy, I can save that and I can make that visible to my students. And again, just in a short few minutes, we've actually got a discussion, a journal, and an assignment using artificial intelligence. They should be very authentic in their manner, and they should be aligned to the course that you're on and the learning module and everything else that surrounds it. So hopefully that shows the new features of Learn Ultra. We hope you're excited. We certainly are. And we're looking forward to getting some feedback from you on these features. Thanks so much for listening today, and hopefully we'll catch up soon. Thank you.